Okay, so what's up YouTube, this is RenDBZ Guy, and this is my first Wi-Fi battle recorded in awesome quality that is not my sister's iPhone. I've finally been able to get my A card up and running, and I've finally been able to record it from my local library, and it's time for my first battle in Kryptonite Tournament. This one is against Jono9Pro, and why don't we start it off? So, this battle is my first match in Kryptonite's 5th Gen tournament. I'm entered in a 4th Gen tournament as well, but this is my 5th Gen match for now. The 4th Gen match will probably be coming sometime around tomorrow. I just have to wait for my opponent to come on and be ready. So, yeah. Now, this match, as you saw right there, contains a tiny bit of hacks at the beginning. Mainly just actually all misses. So he misses a stone edge there, which really sort of hurts his Dugtrio. I probably would have ended up living it, but it keeps my Dragonite at full HP. I probably would have ended up living just because of multi-scale and all that. But regardless, it's still not cool to see crits. It's sort of annoying. Or misses, rather. It's worse to see crits, but yeah, misses is terrible. So he goes into his Dragon type, Hydreigon, and I withdraw expecting the Dragon type move, which he does go for after you see my shiny Metagross. He goes for the Draco Meteor, but he misses that as well. But that miss will sort of become, sort of inadequate, that's not the word, sort of unimportant later on, as you're going to see next turn. So I go for the Rock Polish, hoping to go really fast and maybe get like a hit in. Maybe I'll be able to kill it with one hit. Doubt it, really doubt it. But it might have had a chance of doing at least some damage to it before I had to switch. But regardless of that, I end up missing it here. So it does actually, I guess it does kind of affect it, but at the same time, it's sort of hacks for hacks. Since he got hacks, I got hacks. So yeah, it's an eye for an eye, I suppose. But, and I was like laughing at actually I face palmed when he missed the Draco Meteor, because I was like, what the fuck, that's just stupid. But now I go into my Toadless here, and I wanted to like scare him out with the Ice Beam, but I sort of make a wrong play here, and I go for the Surf. If I'd gone for HP Grass expecting this thing to come in, it would have taken some heavy damage, but I didn't really think that he was just switching to this. I expected him to go into his Terrakion, yeah, that. Terrakion, I mean. I thought he was going to go into that, so I decided to try and go for the Surf to try and be cool and maybe out-predict him there, but I sort of failed with that, and I ended up having to switch out anyway. So I go into my Spiky here, expecting to be able to take a Scald, and I am able to take it rather well, even in the rain. And despite the fact that this is in the rain, well, the rain really gives me a huge advantage over some of his Pokemon. Like that Dugtrio, even if it had survived, would have been in really bad weather, pun intended, mainly because of the fact that I got a water type, which is Scarf. But regardless of that, I'm sort of getting off topic, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter, because all we're doing here is setting up Stealth Rock. So I set up my Stealth Rock and a layer of spikes, and he sets up his first 2 layers. Well, actually, I sort of got ahead of myself there, but just because of the fact that it's a bit slow, because all we're doing here is setting up hazards. But I set up my Stealth Rocks, he sets up his spikes, and I have also got my Leech Seed on them, which is really awesome, so that'll help me recover health. But at the same time, it won't help me if he switches out, which he will end up doing. But in the meantime, he's still in the match. So I go for my spikes here, and I'm going to try and set up 3 layers of spikes before I switch out. But that's not going to happen, because he's not going to let that happen, obviously. Because it's best off to not let your opponent set up spikes. And sorry for that thing in the bottom right corner that just went away. That was my computer telling me it needs to be charged, and my computer has some issues with charging, so I had to fix that. That's most of the reason I've been rambling about nothing, but like I said, there's nothing to really talk about, and he goes to the whirlwind, sends in my star player, Jolteon, over here, who is super fast and has a really nice special attack stat. So, I heal with my leftovers, and expecting him to take my Thunderbolt and switch into something to resist it. Here, I go for my substitute on his switch into his leech sponge and shit. The video footage is so far behind what I'm trying to say. But, in my next tourney battles, I'll be speeding it up a lot more because this is really kind of slow. Although later in the match I do speed it up because the library was sort of closing. So I go for the substitute, expecting his switch. He goes into his Hydreigon, expecting a Thunderbolt. I assume that's what he's thinking. So, now that I've got my substitute up, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm in pretty good standings here. And I go for the HP Ice to get rid of his Hydreigon. But, as you might be able to tell, it's obviously not going to kill it in one hit, so even though I was able to get a nice hit on it, it didn't do that much. It left him in a range where I could kill it next turn, and which I will kill it next turn, but I lose my substitute to a Dark Pulse, and that's not very fun. So, yeah. Now I heal up with my leftovers, and I finish it off with one more HP Ice. HP Ice. That's like I can't even say it right, so I'm just gonna go for the HP Ice and completely ignore that. So now his Hydreigon is gone, and that is one huge threat out of my way. Although now he's sending in another huge threat after leftovers again. So he brings in his Haxorus. One of both of those things are Japanese. I don't think anything else is, but yeah. So he brings in his Haxorus, which has Mold Breaker, and the video footage sort of froze there for like a few seconds when I was recording at the library. I have no idea why it froze for a few seconds, but yeah. So now I bring in my Dragonite, expecting an Earthquake, but he goes for the Dragon Claw, and I'm gonna assume this guy is Choice Banded because of the fact that this completely rapes my Dragonite, who has multi-scale, so I think I can normally survive one of those, so I'm just gonna assume it has Choice Band, which would make it much stronger, and that's why. That would also explain why he doesn't stay in for another Dragon Claw. I'm not sure if that would explain why he has Dragon Claw and Outrage, but maybe it does. I don't know, because I don't really want Haxorus that much. So, he brings his Skarmory in and out time for the second Stalwart. But, luckily at this point, the library was a few minutes before closing, and I wanted to speed this up so I didn't fuck up getting the recording. Because this is going to be my last chance to be able to record at the library until Monday, so I didn't want to screw it up. So, now, we're just setting up our layers and stuff, but he goes for the Brave Bird to try and get some hits in, but it doesn't really do much because, well, Spiky's very defensive. And I'm getting Leech Seed and Leftovers, so I'm essentially getting back all the HP he drained. But at this point, I try to go for the Power Up, trying to do something, but it doesn't really do anything, and he goes for the Whirlwind, which gets me out of there. So I bring in my Choseverse here to try and do something, maybe I'll be able to kill it. But I highly doubt it. So he goes, I go for the HP Grass here, because I figure I can kill it with whatever I do. And I got a crit there, wow, I didn't even notice that until this take. This is like the 4th time, including the time when I actually battled him, that I've seen that turn, and I've not yet noticed that. Wow. Not sure if that mattered. now I'm like thinking about this, because it's times 4 resistant, but he had really low amount of health. I'm not really sure if that mattered or not, but he switched into his Haxorus, and he goes for the Outrage. I switch into my Feral Thorn to take it, and to deal some damage to Iron Barbs, and to finish off with Leech Seed. And to get back some of my HP, which I've lost. But even getting back some of my HP won't really help me that much, as he brings in this guy, who almost wins him the match. He brings in his Terrakion, which is a pretty awesome poke. Now, I should have probably stayed in here and looked for a Power Whip, just in case, because I don't really need my Feral Thorn that much anymore, since he got Terrakion and Jellicent, and if I switch into Jolteon I can easily kill the Jellicent, so really shouldn't have switched out, but that doesn't really matter that much. I go into my Squiddy here, who is Squidward, so Tentacruel goes down really easily to a Stone Edge, Rock Gem boosted, and then Ferrothorn goes down really easy to a useless crit, close combat. And now I have to find a way to get rid of the substitute before he kills me. So I bring in my Choice Scarf Choser, which I probably should have went into after Tentacruel died, so I could get rid of the sub. But now that I'm going into it, I get rid of the sub, and now it's 1-2. I've got my Jolteon left against his Terrakion and his Jellicent. So I use my Thunderbolt to get rid of it, and that is the end of his Terrakion, which was pretty much the last threat to my team of just Jolteon. So he switches into a Jellicent, I go for the Thunderbolt, and that's gonna be the game. So good game, Jono912. You're a pretty cool guy, and I hope to see you later on in the tournament. Because this tournament's round robin, and pretty much there's 256 opponents. It's a round robin tournament. I'm gonna be talking over a blank screen in another sec. Yeah. So 256 tournament entrants, I believe. Round robin. There's gonna be separate brackets. So it's a pretty cool tournament. I like it, and I really hope I can get far in it. So I'll be documenting all the matches, and hopefully by tomorrow I'll have my first sports. Well, probably not tomorrow. Hopefully by Monday I'll have my first sportsman matchup. So I shall see you guys next time.